Let's talk about potatoes. Now, I use various different types of potatoes over the year. Things like Marthone, I like, White King Edward are great varieties, Maris Piper. They're very, very good chip potatoes, and I've got 3 here. But today we're going to concentrate...
Have you got a favourite? What's the Phil Vickery favourite? I have to press you and say you can only have one potato for your chips.
White King Edwards.
White King Edwards.
Okay. I think they're lovely and fluffy and work very well. Although there are some great ones on the market. Be careful.
Oh yes, of course you have. That's just me asking.
Now, all I've done is chop the potatoes. Sorry, peel them, I should say. And the secret is to wash the starch off. I always found if you don't wash the starch off, it tends to get quite gluey in the fryer. And
so what do you do? Just rinse them in a colander?
Dry them really well. Dry them really well with a tea towel or a bit of kitchen towel, because when you put it in the fat, it sometimes can be not very nice. So in this oil here I've got, which is around about 160 degrees centigrade, something like that. So all you're doing, when you put the potatoes in, all you're doing is just cooking them to make them go nice and soft. You're not getting any colour, you're just going to get them till they're nice and soft. And, well, I've got some here, which you did earlier. So the golden rule is you can pick it up and pinch it. If you can pinch them...
Hang on, show that again.
I'll do another one.
Wait.
So, hold like that, and then if you can pinch like that, that means they cook through this first stage.
OK.
If you don't, they never really cook for, unless you're going to cook them for a good 25 minutes, OK?
So this is like a pre-cook, is it?
Pre-cook. And we only ever did it twice. You do a pre-cook, you let them cool, and then you put them in hot oil, which I'm going to do now. Hopefully this will work live on telly. So this is around about 180 to 190 now, and they've been cooled. And I don't mind if the potatoes are like this. I quite like that.
You get crispy, nice
you get the crispy, crunchy bits, And in they go. And the golden rule also is to not overload the pan.
Right.
All right, because what happens is temperature drops, they soak up the oil, and they...
I mean, you're doing this in an open pan so we can see them, but lots of people will have those very safety-conscious chip fryers with the lids and the basket.
And they're very good. They are very good.
Because I know fire brigades get very, very worried, don't they, with people with open factory
Can I show you something? This one here. That was one.
That's a chip burn, is it?
That's a chip burn. That was a fryer, a mini fryer 2 years ago, and the whole thing came off. So you've got to be very... And that was after 40 years of cooking, and you still did it.
So you can do this in your safe chip pan with the lid?
Yes, you can. Of course, I bake them in the oven as well. Now, I know we spoke about frozen chips. You hate them.
I'm not a big fan. They never taste to me.
Right.
That there's always something about them that tastes like not real potato.
Right. Here is a frozen chip. OK, now, crinkle cut. When I was a little boy, my mum used to do crinkle cut chips. We have one of these things. Now, these are frozen, and I apply the same rules. These are oven chips, but I apply the same rules, cooking them twice, and then taking them out.
The oven chips and you fry them?
Yes. But
From frozen?
Yes. So all you're doing is defrosting them. Here's the ones, these ones we just cooked in real time. So that's those ones.
Are these are frozen chips, then? The thin ones you've just done?
These are the ones I've just done. But for you...
Right.
But for you, I did these ones here. Now, these are frozen, and they're twice cooked. Now, try that.
Oh.
Now, try that.
OK. I'll try a big one.
You shouldn't have told her, mate. They should have asked her to choose between the real ones and the frozen.
Right, now... Bit of salt here.
Because she told her, I know what she's like. She's going to be going, I shouldn't really like these.
No, because they're definitely crispier. Yes. Because even when I've cooked them in the oven, they're not that crispy, not like a fried chip.
No, but they don't taste too bad, do they?
No.
Now, these are very hot, but try these ones. So these ones, they're nice and crisp on the outside. They're still fluffy on the inside. Look at that there, see? So that's what you're after.
And they're thin, which is good.
Yes, well, they should be slightly thicker than that if you want them, but to me, that's the optimum. And bear in mind, we're cooking live, so... Could have done with a little bit longer, but the problem you've got potatoes is a lot of stored in the fridge. So when stored in the fridge, the carbohydrates turn to sugars. That's why potatoes taste sweet. Right. So you should never store them in the fridge. Now, all I've done...
Those are lovely, actually. I have to say, I will try that with the frozen chip and frying it.
Yeah, it does work.
Because that is better.
Eamon, I've got a present for you here.
Oh, lovely. Thank
I've
you.
got a bit of place there, and dear old Ruth, I've got you some scraps, a bit of salt. And while you're tasting that, let's go to a quick recap, and then we'll come back.
Oh, I love these.
Plunge the chips into the oil and cook for 3 to 4 minutes to soften. Drain and shake off the excess oil, then cool on a tray. For the fish, heat the oil in a frying pan and add a little butter. Dust the fish with flour and pan fry for 3 to 4 minutes each side, then allow to rest. Turn the heat up so the oil reaches between 185 and 190 degrees centigrade. Cook the chips again in small batches until crisp and golden, then drain well. Serve the fish and chips with salt and vinegar and a wedge of lemon. And there's a bit of fish we did earlier.
Well, that's a lot of fish.
Is that the pollock?
Yeah, it's a very, very firm fish.
Yeah, very, very
You need to let it rest. But, Lola, as I said
no
earlier...
chance of Eamon in letting it rest, but... straight
It's
in there.
a very firm fish. One little tip here is most fish you buy from the supermarkets these days is defrosted, so it's quite wet. So if you dust it with a little bit of flour, as it on, it stops it spitting out the pan and going over your stove.
I think as long, Phil, as you get a fish that doesn't have a lot of bones in it, you're OK.
It does put people off, I have to say. You know, things like huss or dogfish are great because it's got one single bone that goes down the back. Remember the shark
Can we put your batter recipe on the website?
Yes, you can.
Because we've done that before on the show, but Phil does a really nice batter.
Do you know what it is? It is just surfacing flour and sparkling water. That's it.
Lovely. Well, that's our tribute to National Fish and Chip Day. Details on the website with Mr. Phil there, and he tweets his recipes and things as the day goes on. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.